What's up, everybody? This is Kyle the Arcade Hack. This is my Dragons of Tarkir. What is it? Actually, what the fuck is this thing called? Event deck. There you go. I used to call them tournament packs or something like that, but event deck. So 60 card deck with with 10 rares plus a 15 card sideboard. So these things are awesome. They are really good for, actually it just says right on here, perfect for Friday Night Magic. I actually bought 2 of these, and why? Just because I can. So I already have one pre-opened here. I'm actually going to open this up. So when you open this thing, it comes with this actual sweet box that allows you to have a deck here, and then if you bring your die, 20-sided die that it comes with, toss that in there. Comes with some rules, whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. I don't know. More rules. And then it comes with your 15-card sideboard, as well as your deck. So let's crack this bad boy open and let's look at what we got. So we got Yasova Dragonclaw. So 3 mana, green creature, 4/2 trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 colorless and either combination ones. There's 2 mana. You can either do island or mountains. If you do, gain control of target creature opponent controls with power less than Yasova Dragonclaw's power until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. So a really sweet turnaround card. Love it. Savage Knuckleblade. Sweet gold card. 4/4. 1 mountain, 1 island, and 1 forest. He's got a bunch of different abilities here. Tap 2 in a forest. Savage Knuckleblade gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. So he's not inflatable. He's basically just a one-time boost thing per turn. Tap 2 in an island, and you can return him to your hand. Or you can returns to owner's hand. So, I mean, yeah, it's not really great. Well, I don't know why you really do that, but you never know. Also, you can tap 1 mountain, and Savage Knuckleblade gains haste until end of turn. So also a pretty sweet card. Saw this a lot in Pro Tour. Surak the Hunt Caller. 4 mana, 5/4, green creature. He's got Formidable. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, if creatures you control have a total power 8 or greater, target creature you control gains haste until end of turn. So basically, if you've got Formidable and you keep bringing out creatures, you're always going to have haste, which is sweet. Thunderbreak Regent. Again, I read this. Actually, I had this in my fat pack that I just opened. So 4/4, 4 mana, red dragon, flying. So whenever a dragon you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, Thunderbreak Regent deals 3 damage to that player. So if you're playing against somebody who's going heavy on spells, plus you're running a dragon deck, you're really just going to be winning because it's only going to hurt them and it's really going to impede them, and they're going to have to really make sure it's worth it when they're using their spells. Oh man, there's so many sweet cards in here. Sorry, I can't get distracted. Next rare in here is Outpost Siege. So it's a red enchantment, 4 mana. As Outpost Siege enters the battlefield, choose Cons or Dragons. Cons, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile top card of your library until end turn you may play that card. Or Dragons, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So something like this is really awesome, especially if you're running if you use dragons, if you use the dragons ability instead of cons. If you're running a token deck, or even just small goblins or something small that's you always gonna have things kind of cycling from the graveyard and everything else, it's awesome because then you're just gonna be constantly doling out damage to either creatures or that player. Another sweet card I saw at Pro Tour as well. Crater's Claws. So it's 1 mountain and then X. So Crater's Claws deals X damage to target creature or player. It also has Ferocious, so Crater's Claw deals X plus 2 damage to that creature or player instead if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Which is awesome, especially if you're running dragons, because then you're pretty much guaranteed. So there's 4 Elven Mystics, which are just a 1 mana or 1-drop green creature with the ability to tap it for 1 mana. 2 Golden Hinds, which are 2 mana, a 2-drop card, 2/1 creature. You can also tap it for 1 mana. 4 Heir of the Wilds, which is a 2 mana, 2/2 Death Touch creature. It also has Ferocious. So whenever Heir of the Wilds attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn, which is sweet. It's got 2 Mogus Warhounds. 2-drop red creature, 2/2. It's got Bestow, so you can tap 3, and if you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with enchant creature, and it becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. So basically, it attacks each turn if able. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each turn if able. So basically, if you attach it, it becomes like that, but it just gets +2/+2. 4 Fanatics of Xenagos, which is a 3/3 gold creature. So it's red-green. So 1 of each mana and then 1 colorless. So it's got trample and it's got tribute. So as this creature enters the battlefield, an opponent of your choice may place a 1/1 counter on it. When Fanatic of Xenagos enters the battlefield, if tribute wasn't paid, it gets +1/+1, gains haste till end of turn. So again, if they don't really give it a 1/1 counter, they're really kind of screwing themselves. 2 Wild Slashes, which is one mana drop instant. If you can, it's got ferocious. So if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, damage can't be prevented this turn. And Wild Slash deals 2 damage to target creature player. 1 Stubborn Denial, which is a 1-drop blue instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. Spell says Ferocious, so if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, counter that spell instead. So that's kind of cool. So if you've got Ferocious, you can just counter a spell that you're trying to counter your spell with. 2 Lightning Strikes, which are 2 mana for a red instant and deals 3 damage to target creature or player. 2 Roast, which is 2 mana, and Roast deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. 1 Arc Lightning, which deals 3. It's 3 mana for deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and/or players. I need to breathe. 2 Timorous Charms, so it's 1 mountain, 1 island, 1 forest, and you choose 1. It's an instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 till end of turn, and it fights target creature you don't control. Or counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, or creature with power 3 or less can't block this turn. So number of different things there. 4 Evolving Wilds, which again just allows you to sacrifice it and get a basic land card. So it's a fetch land. 4 Frontier Bivouac, Bivouac. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. I'm really dumb sometimes. So it comes into play tapped, and when you tap it, you can add a forest, island, or a mountain to your mana. So pretty cool. Then a bunch of land. Then Temple of Abandon. So it comes into play tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 1, and then it basically allows you to put when you tap it, you can add a forest or mountain to your mana pool. Boon Satyr, another card I saw during Pro Tour. 3 mana, 4/2. It's got Flash, and it also says Bestow, so 5 mana. For that, an enchanted creature gets +4/+2. Polis Crusher is a 4 mana gold card, so 1 mountain, 1 forest, and 2 colorless. He's got trample and protection from enchantments. Also, he's got monstrosity 3, so which means you can tap 6 mana and then he becomes monstrous. So if this creature isn't monstrous, put 3 1/1 counters on it and it becomes monstrous. So basically, you have to tap that and then it gets 3 1/1 counters, so it becomes a 7/7 for 6 mana. So whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if Polis Crusher's monstrous, destroy target enchantment that player controls. So that's pretty sweet. And lastly, Mist Cutter Hydra. Tap 1 and X. Mist Cutter Hydra can't be countered. It has haste and protection from blue. And Mist Cutter Hydra enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it because it's a 0/0. So that's pretty sweet. Actually, it's a really, really awesome deck. Actually, there's quite a few cards from Pro Tour in there that I recognize, or at least I remember. I mean, there's a lot of rounds of it, so it's kind of gets lost after a while. So here's the sideboard. So the sideboard's got 2 Rending Volleys, which it's 1 mountain, and its Rending Volley can't be countered by spells or abilities. Rending Volley deals 4 damage to target white or blue creature. Again, awesome sideboard card because it's very specific. 1 Stubborn Denial, which was in there. I saw these in Pro Tour too. 2 Disdainful Strokes, 2 mana, and it counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. It's really good more end game card. 2 Encase in Ice, which is 2 mana. It's a blue enchantment aura. It's got Flash, so you can play it anytime you play an instant. Enchant red or green creature. When Encase in Ice enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So basically just kind of freezing your opponent. 2 Absent Beastmasters, which is 3 mana for a 2/1 creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. If you control a creature with the greatest toughness or tied for the greatest toughness. Another card here from Pro Tour. Love this. So 3 mana for a 2/1 green creature. When Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. So that's pretty awesome. And then there's 2 more Arc Lightnings in here, and 2 Acts of Treason. So it's a sorcery, 3 red sorcery, 3 mana. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. So I mean, this what's called event deck is actually really awesome. I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of cards from Pro Tour. Really kind of in my mind, kind of captured the essence of what I was watching, because I looked at a lot of these cards and I saw a lot of the strategies and everything else. And I mean, these things here, a lot of people ask, are they worth it? Some people say yes, some people say no. Myself, I always like them because it gives you kind of something cool. I mean, these boxes are awesome for one. I mean, if you needed one reason to buy it. They come with a lot of rares, and I mean, it's really good for someone who's starting at Magic. And again, like it says it's really perfect for Friday Night Magic, because again, they kind of have a baser strat sort of in there, and you start to really feel for the cards, and you have that sideboard it already made for you, so it allows you to sort of, you can see where you can kind of plug these things in where you need to. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. I'm gonna open this one off camera, but there's another one. Maybe it'll be the same, maybe it'll be different. Who knows? But either way, I got one, so that's cool. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Arcade Hack on YouTube. I'll have more videos like this, as well as other videos of me playing video games. You can watch me noob out and play games that I really enjoyed in my childhood, because that's cool. You got nothing better to do than watch this asshole on the internet. But yeah, thanks guys. Talk to you later.